Welcome to the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship off-day press conference featuring Stanford. We'll hear from head coach Tara Vanderveer first, followed by student athletes Ashton Prechtel and Cameron Brink. As a reminder, coach will be available for 25 minutes, followed by each student athlete for 10 minutes. We're now joined by head coach Tara Vanderveer. Coach, if you can give us an opening statement, then we'll open it up to questions.
Obviously, we are thrilled to be in the championship game. We know that there's so many great teams in this tournament. For us to be here, we feel very grateful, and we had to play very well. South Carolina has a great team. Dawn does an awesome job with her team, and we're really fortunate to have been able to pull out a win. I thought our combination of Ashton and Cam together really was the difference for us. They played really well defensively. They rebounded, scored for us. We're looking forward to playing Arizona. Congratulations to Adia and her team. They have been playing just awesome basketball, and we know we'll have a big challenge, but we're excited about it.
Now open it up to questions. As a reminder, use the raise hand function to indicate you'd like to ask a question. We'll go to Doug Feinberg, AP.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning, Doug.
Still playing. My question is a little bit of a history lesson, I guess. For so many years, you guys were the standard bearer for the Pac-10, and then the last time you played in the national championship game was 2010. The year later, I think it became the Pac-12. So you expanded, and then since then, they've had 6 different teams make the Final Four from that conference. So just how great has this conference been in the last decade or so? And obviously now you have a Pac-12 team will be the champion crowned tomorrow night.
Doug, we're really excited. We play in a great league, and we have outstanding universities, outstanding coaches, players. And I think one of the things that has elevated the game has been Pac-12 networks. The rest of the country has been able to see our teams and see our players and see our games. And I think that's a credit to Larry Scott and the Pac-12, which we're really excited to have been on television. But I also would say that even before we were the Pac-12, we had great teams. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't see us play, so I don't think we got really good seeds in the NCAA tournament. But as long as I've been at Stanford, it's been extremely competitive.
We'll go to Nancy Armour, USA Today.
Hey, Tara, congratulations on the win. I'm just curious, the level of play in the tournament has been phenomenal. It seems like every game has either gone down to the wire or been just played at a really, really high level. What does that say about the state of the women's game, and how important is it to have had a tournament like this, given how things started off with the revelation of, or the publicizing of the disparities between the two tournaments?
Mm. Well, we're really excited to be playing in the tournament, and obviously the disparities I think need to be and will be addressed. But in the meantime, our team has focused on playing well, and as you said, there's just been great games. Every team is just loaded with very talented, very skilled, and hardworking players and coaches, and it's really exciting for people to be able to see, especially with COVID, you can't come to the game, so it's great that they can see them on television.
We'll go to Lindsay Schnell, USA Today.
Hi, Tara. Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Arizona and specifically Aerie probably better than anyone, and you can appreciate that her speed is basically impossible to replicate in practice. I wondered, what was the most impressive thing to you about how she has been playing for the last couple weeks?
I really think, Lindsay, she's Arizona and Aerie have elevated their game. And again, she has flat out speed. She's a jet. Whether it's quickness and speed, and she's got great hands. She's super aggressive. We do know her very well, and she's had a terrific career. I'll be sending her a graduation present. She's really an outstanding player, and again, Adia has I think done a great job with Aerie and also their team. They're not a one one-trick pony. They have really talented players, Sam Thomas, Kate Reese, Tiffany Baptiste. I mean, they've got some Trinity Baptiste. Sorry, they have some great players around her, and they're all playing very well.
We'll go to Kyle Tucker, The Athletic.
Yeah, Tara, you've had these number one ranked recruits or eventual number one draft picks before. And I just wonder, how do you manage as a coach and a player, sort of the hype and the expectation that comes with that? And also just kind of where Haley is on the developmental arc of players like that, in the context of those you've had before.
Right. Well, Haley had an outstanding game last night. I think that was probably arguably her best game in a Stanford uniform. Her freshman year was cut short, so she's really still a very young player. And obviously for her, this is her first NCAA tournament, but I think she's really risen to the occasion. It's really exciting to watch how her game is evolving. We talk about just improvement. She's improved through the Pac-12 tournament and through this tournament. She's definitely playing the best basketball of the year right now, and we're really excited about that. She has great vision, passing, very unselfish. She finishes really well. She rebounds. I think she's someone that our team, really they enjoy playing with her because she moves the ball really well. But I think she can be as good as Haley wants to be. She's improved. I mean, she's shooting really well from the three. So, you name it, she's doing it for us, and we're really excited about that.
We'll go to Michelle Vopel.
Yeah, Michelle Vogel from ESPN.com. I will say this, Tara, and I know you don't have anything to do with this. Pac-12 Network needs to be more accessible. That's been one of the issues. A lot of people don't get it with their cable packages, and I hear that from fans all the time. So I know that's not your thing, but
it's not. You're right.
It has been an issue. I've heard from a lot of people. You always, I would say, toe the party line about how good the conference has been. But the reality is you guys have won 24 regular season championships and 14, I believe, league tournament championships. You have dominated it for a long, long time. Can you talk about being able to still do that, to still be at this high level when the other teams have improved a lot? Because you guys haven't lost ground, even though you've had other teams step forward.
Michelle, I really believe that, honestly, every game to me in the Pac-12, feels like a battle. I think what has changed more than anything is that there's no gimme games. So maybe earlier on, maybe 20 years ago, you could kind of write in a W against certain teams. But you can't do that anymore. And with the Pac-12, the travel and everything, it is extremely competitive. But I'm really excited that we have two teams from the Pac-12. This is honestly a dream come true for us in the Pac-12 because for so long the conference has not gotten the respect that I feel it deserves. And it is more than us. It was already referenced, Washington has been to the Final Four, Oregon State, Oregon, Cal. Even before I was at Stanford, it was USC with Cheryl Miller or UCLA. And now that's going back. But, it is exciting to play. It is exciting to have every game be a big game in the conference.
We'll go to Teresa Walker, AP.
Tara, you mentioned a week ago about wanting maybe some more consistency in officiating from the regular season to the tournament. Last night, there were 44 fouls called in the Arizona game, and I think there were only 30 in your game. How are you seeing the officiating through this stage of the tournament?
I'm not going to agree with every call, but I thought... I thought for the most part, I thought for the most part, our crew last night was consistent. I will say I thought that Cameron Brink I thought she got hacked on that when she had the ball on the very last play. but they're not going to see everything, and I know that they're working really hard to do the very best job that they can. Overall, I'm not critical per se of officials or the job they're doing in a particular game. It's just the attitude that we change from playing basketball in the fall and winter to playing football in the spring. And I think we just need to be consistent with how we want our game played. And I'm a fan of, I don't want to say finesse in a bad way, but finesse in a good way. Like, let's see basketball. Let's see an athlete like Cameron Brink be able to get the ball and make a move without being bodied and thrown to the ground. Someone like Haley Jones being able to go through the lane without getting body checked. So that's my thing. Which also, just FYI, John Wooden, who in men's basketball wanted the same thing.
We'll go to Steve Kroner, San Francisco Chronicle.
Tar, congratulations on the 2 National Coach of the Year awards yesterday. I'm going to ask you this kind of on a personal level. Winning 2 National Coach of the Year awards and a national semifinal by 1 point, I would imagine not many days can get better than that, but tomorrow could get better than that. Correct?
Steve, honestly, I don't know if there are 2, but I'm totally focused on our team being successful, and yesterday was all about our team winning and finding a way to win. And it wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. And I'm really proud of our team for making the plays down the stretch that we had to make. The steal by Ashton Prechtel was huge. Cam getting out on a run and getting a break. Lexi sprinting back and just being there so that the girl didn't have an open layup. As far as individual awards, I tell our team this, and I mean it for me too. When your team does well, then you get individual awards. But what's important to me is our team doing well, and we are thrilled to be in the championship game. It feels a bit surreal because this whole year has been a bit surreal, but I'm more than excited for our team and each player on it.
Kareem Copeland, Washington Post.
Good morning and congratulations.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you, like you said, you know Arizona so intimately. What do you talk to the team about, and how do you approach it, considering, when you're going through the tournament, you're always, you're often trying to, scout and learn and prepare for a team that you haven't seen as often. Mm-hmm. Now that you know them so intimately, is it different, or how do you approach it? How do you talk to the team about someone that you played 3 times and been scored 2 times and not very successful against?
Well, I just think, I think you approach it the same way, but you maybe dig down a little deeper. I don't have to say, their starting point guard is, Ari McDonald. Our team knows things already, but we can look at things maybe at a different level of, things that would hurt our team or things that we want to do. And because it's such a quick turnaround, I think it's probably beneficial to both teams that, we'll probably have a better game in that respect.
Go to Cheryl Coward, Hoop Feed.
Cheryl Coward, Hoop Feed. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning.
You mentioned other Arizona players who make things difficult for opponents, including Sam Thomas, who actually led them in scoring back in January when Stanford played them, as well as Kate Reese, Bindu, and Trinity Baptiste. Can you give us a capsule of how those players can be disruptive and your opinion on how to stifle them? How hard is a third matchup against a defensive-minded team like the Wildcats?
Well, Arizona moves the ball. And what I notice about them is, they're patient. They look for good shots, and, as good as Ari is, she's not a selfish player. She creates for other players, and, some players are creators and some are finishers, and she's got a lot of good finishers around her, and she creates for them. Having said that, I really feel like we have We have the talent on our team. We have the motivation to match up with them. And, and we have the confidence that we know that if we play well, that we can be successful. But a lot of it is not about what we talk about, but it's what will happen tomorrow.
We'll go to Michelle Smith, Pac12.com.
Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Michelle.
Can you chat a little bit about your mentorship of Adia a little bit? When you were approaching your milestone win, I had a chance to talk to her, and she said that she really she trusts your advice when she needs an honest answer about something. She will come to you if she's come to you at various points. Can you just talk a little bit about that relationship?
Sure, Michelle. I'm really excited for Adia that she has the opportunity to coach at her alma mater, and obviously she's doing so well. I respect the fact that she took over, a program that was at the bottom, and she's built them up, and their team plays very well. Throughout the year, I would talk to Adia about different things that were happening, and in fact, the last text of the night for me on my phone, which I had over 300, was from Adia, and I sent one to her congratulating her. So, obviously we're going to compete, and I want the national championship trophy to go back to Palo Alto. But I'm really proud of Adia and really proud of the Pac-12 to have two teams in the national championship game. This is not something that a lot of people could have imagined, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and it's really, really exciting.
We'll go to Elliot Allman, Mercury News.
Hi, good morning. Elliot Allman, San Jose Mercury News. Tara, I just wanted to follow up on what Michelle just asked you, because you have taken on the mantle across the country, really, but particularly in your conference, to be a mentor to young coaches. You talk about a surreal season. Is it kind of strange to be trying to get this third title after 29 years, and you have to match wits with somebody that you've really supported?
Elliot, it's the whole year has been strange, and our team has been just fantastic, has been very flexible, and again, we've had really a great leadership, and it's I coach against players that I've coached. So like Charlie is at Arizona State. Different players. Charman's over at Cal. So it's not different for me to see the young coaches that I've known as players. I'm proud of them. I'm proud that they're working so hard in the women's game and that they're giving back. And I want to help them, but not help them beat us. I mean, we want to compete and we want to win a national championship. But it's exciting to see a coach like Adia do so well, and I know that Charman will too. But that's what's out there, So I want to focus on our team and helping our team be successful on Sunday.
Go to Andrea Adelson.
Good morning, Tara. Andrea Adelson, ESPN. You've mentioned several times this season has been surreal and different because of everything that you've had to go through. Was there any one particular moment when you thought or realized we've got the makings of a championship team despite everything that we've been through this season?
I think that some of the adversity that we've faced has made us what we are today. The fact that things haven't been easy and our team has had to, off the court, dig a little bit deeper. I mean, there was a point where I don't even know that I should admit this, but I was like, I don't know that we can keep doing this, in terms of going to Santa Cruz, testing like we were testing. There were some days where I just said, whoa, this might be too much. We might have to just take a pause ourselves, but we have great leadership. We have competitive, motivated talented, really strong women on our team, and they have dug deep, and they've had to do it off the court, and and we've had to do it on the court. We've had to do it in several games, obviously. Last night against Louisville, being down. And I think that off the court experience has made us tougher, stronger, more determined, and just we're not going to let COVID get us down. And we're not going to let, whether it's testing or Zooming or whatever, we're going to be the best Stanford basketball team we can be. And I'm proud of our team for that.
We'll go to Jill Delnick, Sports Tonight, San Antonio.
Hey, Coach, congrats again. Jill Jelnick from San Antonio. I know you can't speak for Kiana Williams and what it's meant to her playing in her hometown for this tournament, but what can you say about her journey as a basketball player in your program, coming full circle, starting in San Antonio, and then not just finishing with a tournament, but finishing with a national championship in her backyard?
Well, I can speak a little bit because we've talked about this a lot. I mean, she is, from the very beginning, we didn't know that it was all going to be in San Antonio, but it was about getting to San Antonio. And I would talk to her about, I said, Key, in order to get to San Antonio, this is what we need to be doing. And so from the, all spring, all summer, all fall, it was like, this was a goal to be here. And we are on the edge of a dream come true for Kiana Williams. And Kiana has been just a phenomenal player to coach. She's incredibly unselfish, hardworking, plays at both ends of the floor, very talented, skilled player, and a team leader, and how she just wills our team to winning. The shot she made in the lane last night, her defense, she does so much for our team. I want her to be relaxed. I want her to enjoy playing in her hometown, and this is her home game, and just to really have fun. And she has so many fans here that are cheering her on, and her family. I think it's really special for her. I will just say that we did win a national championship in Knoxville, Tennessee, for our senior point guard Jennifer Azzi, and so it would be fun to do that for Key. Being down here.
We'll go to Daniel Martinez-Crams, the Stanford Daily.
Hi, Coach. It feels like we've been here before. You played Arizona for the regular season title about a month ago. Wondering if there's anything you've seen from them that might change the dynamics of this game.
I think, Daniel, both teams have improved a lot. Arizona's improved and Stanford's improved. Let's see which team has improved more. Obviously it's a winner take all game, and we know what we have to do, and we're going to have to get the job done. We're going to have to take care of the basketball. Basketball is not rocket science. You got to make baskets, and you've got to stop them from making baskets. So we're going to work on kind of our fine tuning for our game plan, and I know our team will come out and really execute it as well as they can. And we're really excited. So it's a funny, this whole year has been so weird to play a conference opponent for the national championship. Just fits in with the whole weirdness.
We'll go to PJ Brown, Arizona Daily Star.
Hi, Tara. So, as you just said, it's the last game of the season for everybody, and the last two teams standing are Pac-12 teams. The two best teams in the Pac-12, turns out they're the two best teams in the nation. What does that mean to you going into this game?
It means a lot, because we can't control the way the world turns, but a lot of times back east they're sleeping when we're playing. And missing out on watching a lot of great basketball and seeing a lot of great teams. So it's really exciting. I think this is the first time since like 1986 that two teams west of the Mississippi are playing for the championship. So it's special being a transplanted East Coast to West Coast person. But more than anything, this is about the young women on both teams competing for a national championship. And, representing the universities, and it just so happens that they're both in the Pac-12.
We have time for one more. We'll go back to Doug Feinberg, AP.
Coach, I'm curious. I mean, you mentioned how much of a bear this conference is and how you can't really have a night off in conference play. How big was it that you had 22 conference games this year in this crazy season, that you probably saw everything and Arizona saw everything, that you were able to get to this point, so to speak?
You know, Doug, I think that's a great question. We had a conference call, and our coaches were a little divided on it. And I called Adia. I said, Adia, 22 games is a good thing. And she voted for it, and that kind of switched it for our conference. And it has been a great thing for us and for Arizona, because a lot of teams, you couldn't get games in, you know, or you weren't going to be able to play the caliber that you wanted to play. So I think that both Adia and you know, really most of the coaches in our conference recognized that that was a good thing, and it has turned out to be a good thing. Now, going forward, I don't know what we will do. You know, if we'll, I don't know that we'll stick with, well, I think we'll probably go to 20, maybe not 22, but honestly, I would be a fan of 22 in a regular season, because for us to get good competition, geographically, you know, there just aren't that many schools out there. So I would be in favor going forward of playing 22.
Coach, thank you for your time today.
All right, thank you very much.
We'll be joined momentarily by Ashton Prechtel.
Come on, Ash.
We're now joined by Ashton Prechtel. Use the raise hand function to indicate you'd like to ask a question. Our first question will go to Pepper Persley, the next hoops.
Hi, Ashton. Congrats on making it to the championship game. Nice to talk with you today. What are your team's offensive keys going up against a tough defensive team like Arizona?
I mean, we just have to go in and play well. Arizona's been playing great defense, and they've been playing great this tournament. And I think for us, we just have to, you know, stay calm and, you know, run our offense and just, you know, finish and execute our sets. And I think we'll do well.
We'll go to Lindsay Schnell, USA Today.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to ask a question of Cam. I put my hand up preemptively. No offense, Ashton. My question is just very specific for Cam.
We'll go to Teresa Walker, AP.
Ashton, you mentioned the offense. How key is it having some experienced guards in Kiana and Anna to help run this team, and what do they bring that are so helpful?
It's huge.
Walker, Associated Press.
They're both amazing players, and I love playing with both of them. And they are huge leaders for our team. And when running their offense, we trust everything that they do. And so having them is huge for us, and I think it'll be big going into tomorrow's game.
We'll go to Michelle Vopel.
Yeah, Ashton, you know, you guys averaged close to 24 three-pointers a game attempted. I'm sorry, this is Michelle Vopel from ESPN.com. Sorry about that. But you averaged close to 24 three-pointers a game attempted this season, and made not over 9 a game. Yesterday was really different than that. You know, you didn't take that many threes. I think you were 5 of 8. I know even as a big player, you can shoot the three, and you did that. You know, the other night actually. Can you talk about how the game may be different against Arizona than South Carolina? Do you think we will see you guys maybe take more threes, or is it you just sort of see how the game plays out?
I think the main thing is we don't want to force anything. Just because we normally shoot threes, doesn't mean they're always going to be there. So I think Arizona is a very different team from South Carolina. So it'll you know, the game could go anywhere. So I think we're gonna, if we're open, we'll take those shots. But I think we just want the game to come to us and do whatever it takes.
Go to Troy Hutchinson, All Sports Tucson.
Hi, Troy Hutchinson, All Sports Tucson. So you guys have played U of A twice this season, first in a 27-point win, and then the second game was a 14-point victory. How have you seen them get better throughout the course of the year?
They've definitely improved, and they're playing really well right now. And I think that, it's great to see another Pac-12 team in the national championship like this. And I'm excited to see how it goes tomorrow. And they've definitely improved since we first seen them. So we're gonna need to come out to play.
We'll go to Cheryl Coward, Hoop Feed.
Cheryl Coward, Hoop Feed. Ashton, you are facing this team for the third time this season. You've had some gritty defensive battles against them. How hard is it to face a team like that for the third team, especially when other players have stepped up other than Aaron McDonald when you all have faced them?
It'll definitely be a challenge, and we know that they're a great team. So, and any one of their players can do great. So we just need to be ready for everything, and like I said earlier, just come out to play and be ready.
Go to Chantel Jennings, The Athletic.
Hey, Ashton, Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. For the last decade, the Pac-12 has played 18 conference games a year. This year, it got moved up to 22. I'm curious if there was any, or what it was, the reaction for players when you realized that that was what the schedule is going to look like this year.
Personally, I liked it. I like the idea of everyone playing everyone twice. I think that you just get more opportunities to play against teams, and so I personally liked the 22 game conference schedule.
We'll go to Matt Roberts, Next Star Broadcasting.
Yeah, Ashton, just curious, Coach talked about everything that you guys went through this year, the testing and being away from family and friends. With that in mind, would a national championship make all of that kind of worth it, be just kind of the carrot on top for you guys?
Absolutely. Going into every season, the main goal is to win a national championship. And so having the opportunity to play in that game is huge. And I think we're all super excited to be here, and we're ready. We're ready for tomorrow, and we're ready to win it.
Go to Steve Kroner, San Francisco Chronicle.
Yeah, Ashton, kind of following up on that. When you're going through a season, whether it's a crazy season like this one or any regular season, the thought is there's a goal out there, at the end of the season, but all I can do is focus on the next game, the next practice, the next school assignment I have. But now there is no other next other than the championship game. How does that make the past, 16 hours and the next 32 hours, whatever it is, how do you manage the emotions now that there is no other thing in between your goal?
Yeah, it's crazy, and it is kind of surreal that this season has, that it's almost over. But like you said, this is the end. This is what we've all been waiting for. Every team across the country wants to be in this spot right now. So, I think that right now, we just have to focus on that, and after that, it doesn't matter.
Go to Michelle Smith, Pac12.com.
Good morning, Ashton. What is the first thing that you're going to do when you get out of the bubble? I know you guys have a big game tomorrow, but then you'll be you'll be free for the first time in a while. What's the first thing that you want to do you haven't done in months?
Oh, there's a ton of things, but I think the main thing is I'll be able to go home for a little bit of time, which will be nice to see my family and stuff. So that's probably the main thing.
Go to Nancy Armour, USA Today.
Hey, Ashton. The tournament started with all the attention about the inequities, but it's ended with just really phenomenal games. How gratifying is it to see just how the tournament has played out, and to kind of show people what they maybe had been missing if all they had been paying attention to is negative things about women's basketball or controversies about the disparities?
I think it's huge, and I think the fact that so many of these games have been really close and just good games in general is really big for the women's game as a whole. And I think it shows that some of these disparities aren't necessary, and that the women's game deserves the same respect as the men's game.
We'll go to Ben Paris.
Hey, Ashton, by the way, if you want to come home, Ben Paris from the Colorado High School Activity Association, we'd be happy to have you as soon as you get out of the bubble. I wanted to ask, in the last 2 games, you've had a season high in points and a season high in minutes, and it's your first NCAA tournament after everything got canceled last year. So what has allowed you to excel at this level?
I mean, just being ready, and like we've had this season, we've had you know, a lot of great people stepping up, and so I mean, I just wanted to be ready when my name was called, so that was, yeah.
Time for one more. We'll go to Kareem Copeland, Washington Post.
Good morning, Ashton. Congratulations, Kareem Copeland from the Washington Post. Tara talked a little bit about, you know, the adversity that you guys faced and how it kind of, you know, made you guys get a little bit tougher, how it made you guys kind of develop even more as a team, and how some of that stuff translated to the court. I'm just curious, from your perspective, how do you think that affected the team? How do you think that made you guys grow as a team?
I think that there was definitely a lot of adversity this whole season, I think, like across the country, but it definitely helped bring us closer together. We spent a lot of time together on the road, and I think that, like, overall it helped prepare us for this tournament, and I think that we're in a really good place because of it.
Ashton, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
We'll be joined momentarily by Cameron Brink. We're now joined by Cameron Brink, and we'll go to questions. We'll go to Lindsay Schnell, USA Today.
Hi, Cam. Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. I just wondered if, since last night, you've heard from Steph, if he's giving you any advice, or if you're telling him, hey, you never got to this stage. I know what it takes to win a championship.
I think the whole Curry family is just giving me encouragement, telling me to, you know, I've come this far, why not go all the way? So having their encouragement, and it just means the world, so yeah.
We've got a Pepper Persley, The Next Hoops.
Hi, Cam. Pepper Percy with The Next. Congrats on making it to the championship game. I noticed that you get a lot of two-handed blocks. Is that something you learned from volleyball, or was it taught to you when you were playing ball? Just when did you pick that up?
I honestly don't know. I think maybe from volleyball. In volleyball, they teach you to kind of like press over the net, and I've kind of had to learn to keep my arms really vertical so I don't get foul calls, but obviously I've struggled with that this year, but I think probably I'd say from volleyball, so yeah.
We'll go to PJ Brown, Arizona Daily Star.
Hi, Cam. It's PJ. After your win last night, did you guys go back to the hotel or to your big room, conference room where you hang out, and watch the Arizona-UConn game? And if so, what was going on through your mind when you were watching this game? And, you know, were you cheering for one team or the other? Or, you know, when you found out it was Arizona you were going to play, what'd you think?
Well, we all went back and we all watched in our meeting room, and it was a really exciting game. Props to both teams. They fought really hard. I wasn't really rooting for anyone in particular. You know, whoever we play. But I'm kind of excited that we get to face a Pac-12 team in the championship. I think it's huge for the Pac-12. And I feel like it proves that we're a great conference and people kind of count us out sometimes, so yeah.
Go to Michelle Vopel, ESPN.com.
Yeah, Cameron, do you ever think about the fact that, you know, Tara's first national championship was in 1990, long before you were born, how long she's been doing this, but also how passionate she still is doing it. You know, I guess as a player, what does that mean to you?
I mean, I learn something from Tara every day. I feel so blessed to be able to be coached by her. So just, you know, being able to learn from her and being able to play in the national championship is a huge opportunity, and I really want to win it for her. I want to win it for our seniors, and I want to make everyone proud. So, yeah.
We'll go to Sue Faber.
Hi, Cameron Brink. This is Sue Favor with Women's Hoops World. You're such a passionate player on the court, and I know it inspires your teammates. Can you maybe talk about that a little bit, and then also about how your team has grown closer over this season? I know it's been challenging.
I think kind of my role on the team is being like the emotional leader most of the time, and I know I get really excited. A lot of the times I can't contain it. I'm working on being more calm and being more patient. So yeah, and then I feel like we've grown so much closer because we've just been in hotels with each other for weeks on end. And I feel like it's kind of an advantage for us. When we were on the road for almost 2 months straight, other teams were kind of at home. And when they came to the bubble in San Antonio, they didn't really know what to expect. And we kind of knew like what being stuck in a hotel is like for weeks on end. So I think we're lucky to have experienced that, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. And yeah.
Go to Cheryl Coward, Hoop Feed.
Cheryl Coward, Hoop Feed. Going back to what Pepper mentioned about your block shots, you're first in the nation among freshmen, and you moved up. You were 7th among all players coming in to last night's game. Is that something that you take pride in, your blocking shots and your defensive game?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I pride myself on my defense. It's probably my favorite part of the game. I love, getting stops and helping my team that way. I also feel like it's what gets me in trouble a lot. And Tara and Kate always tell me, like, if you never block another shot again, you'll be fine. You just need to stay in the game. So definitely need to work on not fouling as much and not getting too excited about blocking too many shots.
Go to Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports.
Hey, Cam, congratulations on getting this far. The tournament started with the revelations of all the disparities, or the acknowledgement of all the disparities. How great was it to see the level of play that there's been, particularly in the last 3 rounds, to show people really how ridiculous those disparities are given the state of the game these days?
Yeah, well, first of all, I feel like the weight room disparities, everything was just really disappointing to see, but I wasn't entirely surprised. I was really happy to see a lot of other professional athletes post about it and speak up for us. And then I feel like the kind of way everyone's been playing has really proved to everyone in the country, around the world, that women's basketball is interesting, and we do have a lot of great games to watch. So I'm really proud of everyone in the tournament for, playing so hard and proving everyone wrong.
Go to Chantel Jennings, The Athletic.
Hey, Cameron, Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Growing up, you played in a lot of great gyms, I'm assuming, between USA Basketball and high school and all of that, and just shooting around with family and friends. I know this year you guys ended up practicing in a high school gym that had like 2 glass backboards and a bunch of wooden backboards as like your home court practice gym. I was curious what that was like, if it was quaint, if it presented some challenges. Yeah.
It really, I think, made us grittier, for sure. We just kind of laughed about it. There were a couple times where the power wasn't even working, so we were practicing in the dark. It was freezing in that gym. But we're just thankful we had a gym to practice in. We're thankful for the people opening it up for us. And it made us tougher. We had some really hard practices in that gym, and I feel like those practices are a big reason why we're here today. So, yeah.
We'll go to Lindsay Chanel, USA Today.
Cam, I don't know if Tara or Kate are standing there, so you can answer this question honestly. But when they say to you, if you never block a shot again, that'll be great, what's really going through your mind? And how fun is it to block a shot?
I love blocking shots. I feel like that's one of my favorite part of the game. That and like diving on the floor, just, I don't know, risking my body, putting it all out there. When they say that, I'm like, yeah, like I'm obviously gonna block a shot again, but I really have to think, and like what they say is right, and I need to be smarter and not only think about myself. It's selfish to get in foul trouble for the team, so just being smarter going forward and making the right decisions.
Go to Elliot Allman, Mercury News.
Hi, Cam. Elliot Allman, San Jose Mercury News. Can you give us some context on what it was like to play through the Pac-12 and how that sharpened you guys for this tournament?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like the Pac-12 is one of the best, or not the best, conference in the country. Every game, Tar would always say every game is a championship game. Every game leads to a Pac-12 championship, or even to this game we're playing on Sunday. Everyone's so great, and we all push each other to be better. So I feel really blessed to have made the decision to come to Stanford. And every game we played, we've gotten better. And yeah, it's just a great conference to play in.
Go to Steve Kroner, San Francisco Chronicle.
Excuse me, Cameron. Steve Kroner, San Francisco Chronicle. I know you don't have to guard Aari McDonald directly, but you probably have to deal with her at times during the game. What adjectives would you use to describe playing against Aari McDonald?
She's definitely an amazing player. She's hard to play against. She's extremely quick. So I feel like it's just getting to the right spots at the right time and taking away what she likes to do. And I feel like we're going to build a great game plan around that. But, it's difficult, so we'll see.
Got time for one more. We're going to Michelle Smith at Pac12.com.
Cam, I asked Ashton this question. I'll ask you. It seems like a good place to finish. You've got one day before you're out of the bubble. Are you excited about that? And what is the first thing you will do when you are free from the bubble?
I just want to give my parents a big old hug, and can't wait to hold my family and, get emotional thinking about it. But it's just been so long. So yeah, just miss my family.
Cameron, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
That's it for today's press conference. You can find a recording of it on the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Thanks for joining us.